So once you've added your theme, you can go take a look at your blog and you'll see how different it looks like immediately. This is how my site looks just after adding it without even touching any settings. So you can see it's looking a lot better already. There's all the new posts I added just before I added the theme, just to give you a better idea of how this can look. So everything by here is just what's here by default. Now, to change what you can see and sort of customize the look of the page, it varies a little bit depending on what themes and plugins you're using. So what I'll go through here is just do a couple of things with my theme and show you the places where you'll find these customization options, because they'll only really be in a couple of places. In saying that, if you have a free theme, you may not be able to customize anything. Okay, so you just really tend to not see a lot of the options you'll see here. Okay, so a good place to start is this customize, and just sort of go through anything you can find here. Now, when you are doing things here in this customize, until you sort of press save and publish at the top, it doesn't go live on your site. So you can play with this as much as you want, and it's not looking weird to other people that might come across your site. There's nothing much there. Now, menus, you'll see that since I changed themes, it sort of lost my menu. Okay, so it just has these options, which is not what I built before. So it still has saved the menu that I built before, but it's lost its location. So what we just need to do here is click that we want it to be the primary menu, and then hopefully this will show that. At the moment, because I've got the screen small, it's showing like the menu would be like on a small device. When we get rid of this customize bit, you'll see it looking bigger again. Okay, so I've added the menu. Is there anything else I want to do here? We'll play with the widgets in a minute. Okay, so I saved that, and if we have a look, you can see now it's got the menu like what I wanted before. So again, if I click on it, it'll take me to my about page or wherever else, or to the categories. So that's how a category looks at the moment. So all the ones that have been marked with the category building a blog will show up here. Okay, now the other place is this theme options, where you're going to find theme options for your theme. So this will very much vary depending on your theme. And you can also find that in here under appearance. So there'll be this theme options if it exists for your theme. It's not always. Sometimes also the theme will have something here. You'll have a menu item here instead of in this theme option. So just have a little look around. But then they tend to let you do the same types of things. So if you want to add a logo to your site, this is the place you could do that. So you could upload an image and add a logo. I think logos are a really good thing to have on a site. But actually, I don't really mind how mine is by default with just text, and since this is just a test site, I would leave it. But for a more professional site, you might want to get a logo at some point, which I'll talk about in the text around this video. So basically what you want to do is just go through all your settings and just see if there's anything that you might want to change. I mean, if you don't understand it, it doesn't really matter. You can just look at the things you want to look at. So this can be good styling options. So I could change the color scheme. Instead of it being like blue like it is here, I could give it a different color. Can do a different background. There are just so many things. So I could look at homepage. Like, do I want a slider on my homepage? Well, if I look at my the plan that I did for my homepage up above, you could see the image in there. You'll see that I wanted sort of like some featured posts. I might see if the featured slider looks okay. So a featured slider is usually when there's images and they sort of slide along, showing different ones. So we'll see what that looks like and you'll get a better idea. So you can decide what category. If you only want a certain category to show up in that slider, I could put that here. So there's lots of different options. So really what you're going to do is is just sort of play with the options for your homepage. You know, look at the plan that you sort of built for your homepage and just keep playing with it until you get it how you want it to look. So I'll save the changes to that. So some themes will also do a lot of social media stuff for you. So if you can choose like social sharing buttons on your post. I would like people to share my posts, so it's good to have social media sharing buttons. So I put that as floating. They're a good thing for a theme to have. And there's just so many other things to play with. So get in there and have a little bit of a play and just see how you can make your site look and try and make it look like how you want it in your plan. And that's sort of how you'll know if the theme is a really good fit for you, if you can make it do what you want. So it's just, all I really changed was that slider, but if you come in here and refresh it, hopefully, we can see it straight away. Okay, so it's got a slider. It's way too big, so I'd definitely be looking at how I make that smaller in the settings or removing it. But anyway, it gives you an idea what a slider is and how you can have lots of things to play with. The other thing you're going to want to look at is widgets. Now, what is a widget? They're basically areas on your site where you can customize sort of different blocks of text. So usually they're a sidebar. So this down here would be widgets, this search, this recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, this horrible meta. Make sure you remove that. We'll do that in a minute. And you'll notice also that if you go to an individual blog post, they usually are on the side of that as well. So they're called widgets, and it's really easy to change what you see here. Sometimes there's also widgets in the footer as well. They might be other places. It really depends on your theme. Sometimes you can change them to show different widgets on an individual post, to the home page, to a category, things like that. Again, it just depends on your theme and how you set it up. So we go to this appearance widgets page, and this is where we can see those things that are on the side. Now, definitely always remove this meta. I have no idea why it shows up by default, but none of your readers want to see that. I hate having comments too. Or archives. So you can basically just remove these by pressing that delete like I just did. So now it would only show those. Sometimes you can customize these. So this says how many recent posts. I could change it to 3. I can choose whether to display the post date. Now your available widgets here, there are some loaded in WordPress by default, and there are some that you can get from adding plugins, and there are some that might come with your theme. So here I have a whole lot from my theme. So I like the idea of a popular post one. So this usually is calculated by working out how many people click on your post. So I can just slide it up, drag and drop it where I want it. I'm going to put it there. So there's some settings I can do. Again, you can just sort of play with this to make it how you want it to look. But as soon as I press save, that will be showing up for people on the website. Something that I recommend that I think is good is to sort of add like an about widget, all about you. And you can get widgets to sort of do that for you, but it's usually pretty easy just to do it with the default text one, which comes with every theme. So just got to drag it all the way back up to the top. I kind of like to have that first, so just have something like, so I would just write something in there about what the site's about, or linking to your about page, maybe putting a photo, doing that type of thing. So you can play with your widgets in there, and if there's something you want to add, like say you didn't have popular posts included by default, the easiest way to then go add it is to actually just go back to your plugins, add new, search for a plugin that has popular posts, install it, and it will probably just show up here, and you can drag and drop it in just like I just did. So let's have a look now how the site's looking. You can see I've got the categories still, I've got some recent posts, I've got popular posts that look pretty special. So they will vary depending on who clicks around on the site. I've got my little welcome thing, and I've got the search. So you'll notice that these should also come up on the post. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit more, but that's how you can update the settings for your theme yourself and just get your blog looking right. So you can see how in WordPress it really is very quick and easy to change the complete look of your site and to make it look how you want.